Hey guys, Targetpopper here. This is the M72B1. I just got it all built. This was a bit of a labor of love, but it went together pretty smoothly, all things considering. This is an Apex parts kit, back when they had them. I think they still do. It's a Childers receiver with an AK builder barrel. Well, I didn't do a video showing how to build one because I'm not good enough, I don't think. There are other people on YouTube that will build these guns and show them off. I'm still a pretty amateur at it. I can do it, obviously, but I don't want to give anybody any wrong pointers or anything like that, so I'd rather just show you the finished product. Maybe once I get a little bit more skill building these things, I'll do a video on it, but for now, you get to see the kit and the finished product. So, the hardest part on this gun was the front sight base, oddly enough. I had to get a knurling tool to knurl the journal on the barrel because the front sight base, the holes are too egged out, and the actual hole through the base to mount onto the barrel was too large. So by knurling the barrel, I raised the metal up and I was able to press it on. So yeah, we're going to see what happens. I'm going to test her out. I've shot a little bit already. It had a little hiccup in the action. It had a little hang up. It still kind of does, but it's worked itself free a little bit. So the first few shots for sighting it in are going to be off the bag. That worked pretty good. So let's go see the target. I can actually see the group from here. And it doesn't look too bad. It's only 50 yards, just sighting it in. I can already tell you that my elevation's way too low. So I'll have to sink that front sight down quite a bit, actually. So let's go check it out. Alright. So that's not too bad. There's our group right there. Measure it out. Center to center, it's just under 3. So our point of aim was right here. We ended up right over there. So that's center of the group, just about 5 inches away from where I was aiming. So I've adjusted the sights, and we're going to see what it does. Alright, now we're back. Sorry if the camera's washed out. A lot of snow kind of does that to it. It's a cheap camera. I need to get a new one. So anyway, this is with the sights adjusted. I drove that front sight pretty far down, and I adjusted the block, so we're going to see what happens. I can see the group. We're about 2 inches over the black dot, so it almost looks like we're perfect. There's that hang up right there. Right there. When you charge it from this side, for some odd reason, it's smooth just like any other AK. And you can see the gun functions fine. When I try to charge it from this side, it binds up. I don't know what's going on. But, that being said, I put a different bolt carrier in this. I put a Romanian bolt carrier in there to see what the problem was. It was fine. It was perfect. So I know the issues with the bolt carrier. I don't know what. I'm hoping it just kind of breaks itself in. And to be honest, it's a lot smoother than what it was already. I've put probably about 100 rounds through it. I put some through it at the house. This is the first time it's been sighted in. Looks like it could go right just about a smudge. I'm not really going to worry about it. But let's load up a 30 rounder and see what it can do. Alright. Now we got the gun basically sighted in for 50. We've got a 30 rounder here. I want to see what the gun can do. And before you say anything, yes, this range does allow rapid fire. I know because me and my buddy bring his full autos out here all the time. And he sells to all the big wigs here at the club. So let's see what she does. That was fun. Ran like a top. That was pretty cool. So it works. And that was the M72B1. This was a very fun build. There's some issues that I had with some of the products that I bought. The AK Builder tools and some of their parts were fantastic. I didn't have any issue with them. The tools did exactly what they were supposed to do. All the rivets turned out great. My biggest issue is their barrels. I will not buy any more AK Builder barrels. And the reason being, every of the 3 barrels that I've bought from AK Builder, they've all had the same problem. Their outer dimensions are great. They're very well made. The chrome plating the chrome lining is great, but their crowns, every single one has had the crown dipping to one side or the other. When you index, you put your point on the extractor cut and you look at the barrel straight on like this, straight up, you can see it dipping to one side. Now yours might be fine. That's fine. But in the last year or so, I've bought 3 of their barrels. All of them have had the issue. I had to get this one recrowned. I recrowned the 74 barrel. And I bought a black nitrided RPK barrel for my Romanian build that I'm doing. And that one has the same issue. So it's not an issue of the chrome lining throwing off my eye. It's actually a physical issue with the crown. Now the bad thing about that Romanian barrel that I bought, and this is completely separate from this gun here, is the fact that it's too hard to crown. Using a carbide cutter in a lathe, we couldn't get it to bite into the crown to recrown it. And that's a $225 barrel that I might not be able to use now, because if a carbide cutter couldn't get through it, I might not even be able to drill the pinholes out unless I buy some pretty expensive bits. This barrel was easy to work with. It had space right away. I was able to drill the holes out really easy and clean. And it recrowned pretty nice. Didn't have any issue with it, and it's pretty accurate. I actually like the result that I got. So, yeah, not too shabby. Pretty pleased overall. I will probably go with Green Mountain barrels next time I do a build, because I can't trust AK Builder barrels. But that's the biggest issue I had. Childers receivers are fantastic. The things you have to do to a Childers receiver is you have to drill out the rivet holes, and it's really nice if you have a lathe, or not a lathe, but a mill, an end mill, because you can chuck this up in your mill, and then you can just line everything up perfectly, and you can drill it right straight through your trunnions without an issue, and you're pretty good to go. But the biggest thing that you have to do, besides drilling the holes out for the rivets, is you have to cut your ejector. Your ejector is oversized, and they do that intentionally. It's so you can tune your ejection to your bolt and to your gun. So when you slam that bolt in for the first time and you don't cut that ejector, it's going to stop it right dead in its tracks. So just taking a Dremel and a cutoff wheel and just following the same angle that's already on it, you'll be fine. I haven't had an issue with it. And I did that Romanian M63 as well with the Childers receiver. I like it a lot. They do awesome work. This is a 1.5mm receiver. They put all their markings on it. Zastava Kragujevac, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. And then Yugoslavia with the Zastava logo. And then URJ, and then I've also got my custom serial number that matches the kit on it as well. I've also got my first initial of my first name put on there too. So just a little fun one for me. But yeah, awesome kit. Turned out really good. Apex really gave me a good one here. Didn't really have to refinish anything on it. The only issue that I've had so far, and it's not a huge issue, is the front or the rear sight here is slightly bent. I'm going to heat it up and put it in the press and see if I can't straighten it out. So that's it. Got a Tapco trigger in there. I don't like Tapco, but their triggers are good. So gotta give them that. If there's one thing that they know how to make, it's the trigger. And even, like I say that, but they're not very smooth. They're not very crisp. They're just kind of they're all right. So yeah, cool guns. Very happy to have it done. I'm debating on whether or not I want to finish the receiver. It's a dark gray. It's not a dark gray. It's kind of a mediocre gray Parkerizing. It's like kind of like what the old SP1s and the old XM16s are. The same color as they are. It actually blends pretty well. I really don't mind how it looks, but I will have to glue a couple of the rivets. Because when they this is the center support rivet. That comes pre-done. You don't have to worry about that. This is a 100% lower from them. This is not an 80%er. But this one, when it smushed, the finish disappeared. The other two turned out just fine with their finish intact. So, yeah. Freaking sweet. Very accurate, very fun. This gun turned out great. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy. I'll drop a link down in the description to my Instagram account if you want to check that out. It's basically just going to be pictures of guns. I don't really put pictures of my private life on there. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Alright guys, we're at the 100-yard range, and there is a steel plate, 8 or 10 inches wide down there. I just bumped it, I'm sorry. We're going to have a little fun with it. We're going to see if we can't rock it. I'm not sure where I'm hitting. Shooting high. I'm going to adjust that sight just a touch. I'm going to say that probably did it. Let's check it out. We're hitting it. Still shooting a little higher than I'd like. So I'm going to fix that. Alright. Got a full 30 rounder. And a loaded RPK. This thing is so cool. It's so smooth. You can stay right on target with this thing. It's so hefty that the weight of the gun just keep... That's so cool. That's neat. I like this. This is an awesome rifle. A heavy gun shooting an intermediate caliber that fast, or that heavy. And our headspace is good. This thing's awesome. I'm very happy with how it turned out. If you don't have an RPK and you're an AK guy, you're doing yourself a disservice. These things are badass. Ammunition is the old 1970s Chinese surplus. I found a box or a case of it here in Michigan. Some old guy had it and sold it to me for 150 bucks, like just over 550 rounds. I was like, okay. And then he had some about 250 rounds of loose, the Jiang Qisheng importing company or something like that. 250 rounds of that, so I bought that. And he also had some Russian stuff. Anyway, this Chinese stuff has been great. I'm finally getting about the last 300 rounds of it. It's kind of an end of an era for me. That Chinese stuff isn't imported anymore, and it's fantastic ammo. So, anyway, yeah, great gun. Very happy with it. The only thing I really need to do is I need to put some red Loctite on that front sight. It's a little loose, so it kind of freely travels a little bit. And I need to straighten out this rear sight. So really, I sighted it in just for today only. It's going to get resighted in properly, probably in the spring or summer when I actually get out to my buddy's place with it. So we'll stretch its legs out to 200 and see what it can do. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Like I said previously, at the 50-yard range, I'll put a link to my Instagram in the account below, or in the description below. So if you have any questions, please comment.